welcome. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I have a super fun card. I hope it's going to be a super fun card. In my head it is. This is the Haunt You Later stamp set with Stampin' Up. I absolutely love this set. I'm not a big Halloween person. And honestly, I really don't give a lot of cards at Halloween, but this year I think I'm going to try to give some cards with candy, and that will be really fun. I don't know if you can hear in the background the dog whining, but I have a puppy and she's got locked outside because I can't keep my eyes peeled on her while I'm doing a video here for you guys. And I'm afraid she'll go potty in the house. So she's kicked out, and so if you hear whining and moaning in the background, that's what it is. So I have a piece of Strathmore watercolor paper here, and I'm going to be making some really fun images. But first I need to do some heat embossing. So I have my cute little vampire guy here, and normally I don't like vampires because they're kind of gross and demonic, but this guy's pretty cute, and he kind of has Edward Cullen hair. I don't know if you were a fan of the Twilight series, but I was, and I'm not embarrassed to admit it. And so he kind of has Edward's hair, and I'm digging that. So what we're going to do first is we are going to emboss this guy in black. Oh goodness, I did not use my embossing buddy, and I have it sitting right here. So the embossing buddy helps you not get embossing powder in places it doesn't belong, and like right there. And I forgot to use it before I used my embossing powder. So, but it did pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and heat set this, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So now we are going to emboss this really cute and sentiment. It says, "Have a fantastic Halloween," but I want to emboss it in white because my background is going to be dark. So I have my Stampin' Up! White embossing powder here, and I'm just going to use my Versamark ink again. Oh, this time I'm going to be smart though and use the embossing buddy. Let's do that. And I'm going to put this just like right in this area here. And we're going to emboss it in white, and you probably won't be able to see it real great until we add color, but just want to make sure. Okay, I'm back. So the next step is going to be adding all my color to this card. And what I've done is I've taken a piece of Simon Says stamp masking paper, and I have cut this oval out of the bottom here because I want my little vampire to be standing on a hill. And so I've cut an oval out of the bottom, and I'm going to mask off the top of this scene to make the hill. So what I'm doing is I'm just peeling this off, and before I put it on my paper, I'm just going to use my hand to kind of remove a little bit of the sticky, just because in my experience, this is a little too sticky, and what happens is it can sometimes rip your paper. So, and I'm going to go in and just start adding my color here. And I'm just kind of being careful around where I've masked his little feet because I don't want those to rip off and end up getting ink in that area. and leave my little vampire mask on. So now he's standing there on this hill. And then I'm going to take the other end of the mask that I have created. So I just cut it away from here. So now I'm using this because I want to cover up my hill so we can create the sky. With a mask, because when you do that, it like seeps through the mask and causes all kinds of weird problems. So we're going to remove our masks. Like I said, I learned this the hard way, and then we're going to add some water to this awesome picture. So I've got my pin handy here. Let me go ahead and put a piece of cardboard under this. And I'm just going to drip some water in my hand. Oh, I just got a big drop right there. That probably is not going to look how I wanted it to. So we're just splashing some water in the top here. Of this card, and it's going to lift that ink and kind of just make these cool ink spots, water spots in the background, which is fun. Okay, then I'm going to let that dry a little bit. I'm actually going to take my finger and see if I can get, because I've got some water on my finger, get a little more on there, and I want to see, I'll just do this, if I can pick up some of the ink off of my sentiment here. And it is working. All right, so that helped a little. Okay, so now I want to color my little vampire. And I've chosen to use my aqua painter and my Prisma watercolor pencils. So we're going to do some coloring, and this is my favorite part because coloring is one of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world, and I never knew as an adult that I would be able to color, like, and not get made fun of. So it's exciting for me to get to color and not get made fun of. I really dig it. add a few other things because I just am not going to be happy with it if I don't. So I think that our sky needs a few sequins, and I definitely think that my vampire's hair needs some Winkostella. So let's get that out. And, oh, here's this one. Oh, doggies. I hope you all have dogs, or at least some of you, so you can sympathize with my... They're outside and you can still hear them. Of course, my windows are open. So I'm just adding Winkostella over the top of my vampire's hair because I think every vampire should have like sparkly, shiny hair. And I'm going to add a little bit to his face on his cheeks, and then just a little bit here on his jacket in a couple of spots. And then I just realized, I almost forgot, I just realized his little hands need a little bit of color. So I'll just add that. And he's pretty much ready to go. I'm going to get my sequins out because I have the most perfect sequins for this night sky. I think I'm going to use these guys. This is Martha Stewart. They're little teeny tiny stars. And I've got the fine tip glue pen here from Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to see if I can get these stars onto this paper because I really want them on here. They're kind of an iridescent star, so they won't be super noticeable until you pick up the card and really look, which is exactly what I want. I don't want like super huge sequins hanging out on here. Just kind of a splash of something. So can you see those little stars? They're just like sparkling on top of this card. Love it. All right, so let's put this away correctly. If you don't have a fine tip glue pen from Stampin' Up, they're super awesome. There's a little needle here in the inside and you just stick it down. This is a must-have tool for applying sequins and glitter and little tiny things. I use it to put bows on. It's wonderful. All right, so I'm gonna get that out of the way. I have my card here. I do not like using Stampin' Dimensionals on watercolor background because it tends, like this piece of paper is kind of bowed. So I buy a big roll of foam tape at the hardware store that's local to me. It's way cheaper to buy it at a hardware store if you can find it at one than it is to buy it anywhere else. Like if you buy it at Staples, it's way more expensive. So my suggestion is to find a piece or a roll of this at your local hardware store. I think this was $7 or $6, and it gives me the dimension I need, and it has the super strength hold. And I love Stampin' Dimensionals. They are like my favorite dimensional, except for on watercolor paper, because I would have to use too many of them to make it really lay down like I want it to. So I'm literally going around the entire card base so that this will hold down and be in really good shape. So I absolutely love how this card has turned out. I am learning so much about coloring and watercoloring, and I've been practicing, and I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world. So I hope you enjoyed this card tutorial. If you need any Stampin' Up products, I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and you can order them from me in my online store. Just go to my website at loveandstampin.com. You can also get free tutorials, tips, and tricks from me by signing up to get my emails at my website, loveandstampin.com. Just put your name and your email address in at the top, and you'll get my emails. I only send one a week. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love for you to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.